Hello everybody, Shrouded Hand here. Welcome to a new series where I'll be looking at creepy tales from folklore. Today we're going to be looking at an entity called Ginny Greenteeth, also known as Jenny Greenteeth in some places. She is said to haunt the waters of northwest England. I actually first heard this story whilst I was on a Halloween ghost tour around Manchester. As we were walking along the canal's edge, our tour guide warned us not to stand too close to the water for fear that Ginny Greenteeth might reach out and get us. Descriptions of Ginny vary, but most commonly she appears as a human-looking female water spirit with long straggly hair, green skin, sharp fang-like teeth, elongated arms and long taloned fingers. She's said to lurk in various bodies of water across the northwest. The presence of duckweed in a pond is a sure sign that Ginny Greenteeth haunts that area. This is an aquatic weed that grows right across the surface of a pond. Ginny is said to hide underneath the duckweed so she can lurk unseen, waiting for her victims. Early tales of Ginny had her haunting mostly rivers and ponds, but as industrialisation changed the landscape in some of these areas, she began to haunt the canals and sewer systems of modern cities. In recent times, she's become somewhat of a Pennywise type creature. Children who have heard the tale of Ginny will avoid sewer grids for fear that she might be hiding down there watching them. She seems to favour small children and the elderly. Straying too close to the water's surface can put you in imminent danger. At any moment, Ginny can reach up with her long bony fingers and drag you beneath the surface to feed on your drowning body. At night time she can be seen high up in treetops, watching for her next meal. An eerie moaning noise heard on the wind is a warning that Ginny is nearby. Although Ginny Greenteeth only haunts the northwest of England, there are very similar tales all over the country. For example, close to where I live in the northeast of England, there's a very similar entity called Peg Powler. This is a female spirit that's said to haunt the River Tees. Apart from having a different name, she seems to be exactly the same as Ginny Greenteeth in every other way. In other parts of the country, she's known as Nellie Longarms or the Grindylow, or any other host of names. Where this tale originated from is unknown, but very similar creatures also appear in folklore across the world. Tales such as the Nokken from Germanic folklore, the Japanese Kappa, or the Storm Hag from Lake Erie in America bear a striking resemblance to Ginny Greenteeth. It could be that all these stories originate from the same source, some sort of proto-Ginny, something that occurred way back at the dawn of man and lodged itself in our collective consciousness. It's easy to see why these stories come about though. Pools and streams can be dangerous places for unsupervised children. A duckweed-covered pond can look like a solid walkable surface. A child tries to step on the surface, they fall in and the weeds close up over the top, making it seem like they vanished without a trace. I can imagine how in more superstitious times they might attribute such an event to the work of an evil spirit. A few more similar drownings and then a pattern emerges, and so the legend of Ginny Greenteeth is born. This raises the question though, why are these stories so similar? It's almost always a woman with green skin and sharp teeth. You'd think if these stories emerged just as a way to explain random drownings, then the descriptions of the entity would also vary, but it seems very uniform between stories. It kinda makes me wonder if our ancestors knew something we don't. Maybe there's more truth to this story than we think. Today the legend endures mostly because it's a useful way for parents to stop their kids going too close to the water when they're not around to supervise them. In the same way we might tell kids that Santa is watching them so that they don't misbehave, Ginny Greenteeth exists as a sort of omnipresent threat, something that could be lurking under any water surface just waiting for them to get too close. Personally, I think it'd be easier just to teach kids about the dangers of drowning rather than give them nightmares about a green-skinned cannibalistic hag, but hey-ho, different strokes for different folks. So, next time you find yourself at a duckweed-choked pond or a particularly murky stretch of canal, keep an eye out and don't stray too close to the water's edge. You never know, Ginny might be there, waiting for her next victim.